Hi, this is Dr. Whiting, and today I want to talk to you about the internal Department of Defense of the human body, the immune system. You see, if it wasn't for this immune system that very few of us pay much attention to, we would be sick and under the weather all the time. We would probably die at a very, very young age, and life overall wouldn't be very pleasant. You see, the immune system works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year to protect us against potential invading microbes, virus, bacteria, and other pathogens that can potentially make us sick. The human immune system contains two parts, T and B cells. The speed of immune response determines the degree of success, or, on the other hand, the degree of sickness. If you have a sluggish metabolism and a sluggish immune system, your body's going to respond slowly, much more slowly than it should, to invading microbes. This means that you're going to get sick quicker, you're going to stay sick longer, and it's going to take a longer time for you to convalesce or recover from these various conditions. If you get more than 1 or 2 colds a year, if you're susceptible to every little bug and thing that comes along that your kids bring home from school, that your grandchildren have, if you find yourself sluggish and fatigued, if you catch colds and find that it takes 2 and 3 weeks to get rid of them, you have an immune problem. Now, it's common and it's even healthy to get sick once in a while, because that's what strengthens the immune system. But a cold or a flu more than once every year or two is excessive. And it's a sign, an early sign sometimes, that your immune system is sluggish. Now, what can bring down your immune system? Diet, poor diet, lack of nutrients that support immunity, chemical exposure in the environment to overwhelming amounts of toxins, air, food, water, environmental exposure, consumption of vegetable oils, which produce enormous amounts of free radicals, which overtax the immune system, causing it to become exhausted. Excess stress. Have you ever noticed that when you're under periods of stress, usually after that, when the crisis is over, we get sick? We get a cold, we catch the flu, we're down for a week, we don't have any energy, any problems that we have physically tend to get worse. That's because of the profound negative effect that stress can have on your immune system. And of course, lastly, lack of sleep. Sleep is the rejuvenative, regenerative power of the body. And a few decades ago, the average person slept about 9 hours a night. Now they say 8 hours. Most of us get less than that. And when you're down into the 6.5 hour range, you're constantly running on half empty. And your immune system is one of the first areas to go. So you combine physical stress, which is lack of sleep, emotional stress, which is being wrapped up about issues in your life, consume a poor diet with lack of nutrients, and throw in a handful of vegetable oils with their free radicals, and it doesn't surprise me or anybody else who knows anything about the immune system that you're sick all the time. And even when you do catch cold, you should be able to bounce back in 2 or 3 days. If you're not, again, your immune system is having to work harder than it should. So how can we fix this problem? Well, there are a lot of nutrients that we have identified as being supportive to the immune system. But one little word of caution. There are many formulas out on the market that are so-called immune stimulants. These are fine for very short-term use. But if you use immune-stimulating formulas or substances for prolonged periods, you can actually overstimulate the immune system, leading to further immune deficiency. The health food industry, or the alternative medicine industry, has recognized this as a problem for many decades, which is why many so-called immune-stimulating formulas carry a word of caution on the label that says, warning, do not use this for longer than 7 or 14 days. But I began to work with people who had immunosuppressive disorders, such as some forms of cancer, HIV, and other issues. And these people needed ongoing immune support without the fear of overstimulation. And as a result of working with those individuals, I developed a formula that we now use for all our immune suppressant individuals, whether it be people who get one too many colds a year or people who have more serious immune-related problems. And the reason why I use this formula is because it's a combination of not only stimulants of the immune system, but nourishing factors of the immune system as well. So when you stimulate and nourish, you can do this for prolonged periods of time and not exhaust the immune system. When you only stimulate, you eventually overstimulate and cause potential problems.